On this edition of African Innovation Landscape, I am live at Sheda Science and Technology Complex, aka SHEDSCO, in Kwali, here in Abuja. SHEDSCO is a leading research and development institution under the Ministry of Science and Technology. It was established in 1993. SHEDSCO boasts of 5 advanced centers in biotechnology, mathematics, chemistry, nuclear technology, including a gamma radiation plant. Let's see what it looks like, because we'll be speaking with the Director General, Professor Paul Onyenekwe. Let's see what's in store for us. To African Innovation Landscape, the program that takes you to the front lines of science, research, technology, innovation, and developments in the African continent. Today, I am sitting with the Director General of SHEDSCO, that is Sheda Science and Technology Complex, to talk about the ecosystem of science in this part of the world in Nigeria. It's good to have you on the program, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let's start from the basis. How would you describe the current state of Nigeria's innovation ecosystem?
Yeah, it's moving slow but steady.
Okay.
And because of the kind of mentality we have in Nigeria, we always want to be on the fast lane. We want to have it today. We don't have the idea of waiting for the incubation, because you incubate innovation. You know, many people want it on the fast lane, and that's one of the problems we are really facing. That's the problem we are facing.
Okay. So looking across Africa, how would you say that the research and development landscape compares to what we have in Nigeria?
Some of us had opportunities of interacting with others from other countries.
Okay.
And I don't think they are doing better than us. And when you look at the number of papers we've turned out in Nigeria, we still rank among the best even in the world. We have a lot of Nigerians that are highly rated, you know, but the ecosystem, the environment is actually one of our major problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to do some work, you've planned how to do it. The day you enter the lab, there will be no light. And some of these things are things that require light, you know, for you to do. And yes, we are now using solar systems and, you know, supposed to be solar backup, but they are no longer backup. But some of the equipment cannot be carried by, some of them are 3-phase. And for you to get a solar system that will be 3-phase, you spend fortune. And so that's the major problem we are having.
Okay, I like that you've highlighted one problem, but I'd like you to expatiate and, you know, speak more about the kind of barriers that's stopping. You know, we have many products, but there's usually that gap. It hardly leaves the lab to the mainstream market. So what would those barriers be?
Yeah, one, for example, in research institutes in the universities, in research institutes, they will tell you your duty is just to research. And if you're asking money to do pilot plants,
Okay.
because doing it in the lab, yes, in the test tube, it shows a very wonderful thing. But it is when you are doing the pilot plant run, you'll be able to know what are the conditions that are necessary, which kind of machinery do I need, and you'll be able to optimize and know this thing can run best at this temperature. I need to steer. Instead of 5 minutes, I need to steer for this number of hours before I add this and this thing. Whereas when you are doing the test, you may not have all those. It may not be possible for you to get all those details. So, like I said, power is one. Two, the mandates given to many of us, there's many of the agencies.
Yeah.
Because they will ask you, is that in your mandate? Whereas you can develop a product, and then somebody can now take it up from there. Investors, they want to be sure. See you produce that thing you think that they should take. But they will tell you that is not your mandate. You're not supposed to produce. So that's one. And then the next one, funding is a very key thing. They have this what they call envelope funding. They will tell you they are going to give you 100 million. They are giving you this amount for your project, and then it's now left for you to now go and take that amount they are going to give you and try to make sure that all the departments, all the research groups are functional. Because you cannot say, okay, you need 100 million for a particular project to bring out the product within 1 or 2 years, and you are giving only 10 million, that's 100 million. You can't put it there. The other departments will eat you raw. So that is the first thing. This envelope system. I've always spoken about a situation where we have the National Research and Innovation Fund, which has been in the Science and Technology Policy of Nigeria. If we have that, my suggestion has always been, people will write proposal. Research institutes will write proposal. The fund will bring out certain thematic areas.
Yeah.
And say this year we have this amount for, say, nanotechnology, application of nanotechnology in medicine. Because if you just say nanotechnology, so wide.
It's broad.
So in medicine, in food industry, and ask people to submit proposals. And people will submit proposals, or there is a particular problem, and people will submit proposals. You evaluate them and give it to the successful one and say, okay, for 3 years. Believe you me, in 3 years, something will come out. But this idea that, every year you give money, and at times when you need the money, it's like you want to buy pressure cooker, and the money given to you is enough for you to buy the pressure cooker without the cable and other things. And it's okay, let me get the pressure cooker. Any other time I have money, I'll buy the cable. You go and buy the pressure cooker and keep. You are not using it. It is not pressure cooker because you can't use it. You'll be waiting for the money to buy the cable. And what happens? The money is not forthcoming. Or when it comes, you look at it, their priority that time is not the cable again. So that's the problem. But if, for example, there is this system of annually every establishment, there is a project by National Research and Innovation Fund. You apply, your establishment apply. If they get it, they look at within themselves. Do we have the personalities? That's the experts for this particular project. Okay, no, we need one of this, one of that. You look for where you get them and pay them from that project. Many of us have been involved in such projects outside this country. You write the proposal, and often you see companies scouting for people. They will tell you, this is the problem we are facing. Can you solve it? And you go home, look at it, put up a proposal, how you can solve that problem and submit. So our budgeting system is a problem.
Okay, Prof. So do you think these barriers you've mentioned, do you think there are things that leadership and the right policies can fix, or do you have any other suggestions?
Definitely.
Okay.
You don't need somebody from a special human being. It's just those who are there knowing fully well that this is the best way out. Get the money. The whole of this money that is being spent every time, get the money, especially what they call the capital for research, put it there. Bring out the thematic areas, just like TED Fund is doing. Thematic areas, people will write. And when you write, after 3 years you do not deliver. Probably you have one small problem or the other, you may write, and they may give you a little more money, give you a little more time. If you didn't deliver, they will blacklist you. They will blacklist you, and that's all. So that's one of the ways that this thing can be done. If we do that, we'll get something out of it.
I think that's a huge systemic change. I mean, it brings to mind places like North America, where we have the Silicon Valley, or in Asia where we have like the smart tech city. And you can just tell that they've invested in their leadership system and the way these things are churned out. Why are we not taking lessons from places like that? And it's quite unfortunate that we have many people who always go there, and we have some who come back. So why are we not really putting that into practice here?
Yeah, I said, I recall when I came back from Germany, and there was a conference. I was asked to prepare the budget. I prepared the budget, and they looked at that budget, and everybody was laughing. They were laughing at me. And they were telling me to come back. You are in Nigeria now. I told them, okay, whatever you feel that's the budget, just do it. So you will find out that we still have that culture. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. We have been doing it like this. It must not be the way you have been doing it. If you have been doing it right, you would have been getting something good.
Sure.
And like it is commonly said, if you continuously do a particular thing in the same way, you will continue to get the same result.
Very true. Okay, Prof. Why do you think organizations like SHETSCO should be a national priority? I mean, you've mentioned some barriers, but I'm very sure that if SHETSCO becomes a national priority, it's first on the list. A lot of things can happen, but maybe we should speak to that. Why do you think it's important for SHETSCO to become a national priority?
First, when we look at the concept.
Okay.
It was a child of necessity. The then government realized that there is a gap. And this gap can only be filled if we have a place where it is easier to assemble the needed resources, and then people can go there, rub minds, and be able to achieve the desired result. And I believe that has not changed. That same problem that existed then is still there. The universities are having issues with facilities. I was privileged to serve in one committee of Third Fund on operationalization of laboratories, and I visited a lot of universities, and I had the opportunity of reading the report from other groups, and you don't need anybody to tell you that Nigeria is in a mess. And I thank God for Third Fund. If not Third Fund, I don't think we would have had anything called University in Nigeria. They have been better called probably glorified
secondary school.
And when you say secondary school, not private schools, some of these private secondary schools are so wonderful that if you close your eyes and enter without seeing the signboard, you ask yourself, where are you? So I'm telling you, Third Fund is doing wonderfully well. I don't know how Nigerian universities would have been without Third Fund. And that is kudos to ASU, because it was ASU's idea that such a thing. And that's, when you look at it, you relate it. That, ASU idea is money put together and used to develop the universities. And when you look at it, it is kind of the idea that the leadership of this country had then. Let's develop a complex. Let's develop a complex where people can go. One-stop shop for you. If you have a research project, you can put up your proposal, discuss with the management of that place. You are given a space, you come and do your work and go. But is it happening? No.
Quite. I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm hoping that this gets to the right authorities, and I'm sure there will be a change. But let us also speak about SHETSCO again. Has SHETSCO been able to successfully, have an output there in the market, a research output there in the market?
When you say products in the market, like I said earlier, our job is to carry out research and find the best way of doing something. We have this moringa, and of which we are working with one investor who had been processing it and sending abroad. Yeah.
Okay.
We have been helping, and that one is there. You know, and we have been also been able to produce, or through our research work, confirm that some natural herbs, you know, which is common in most of the forest region of Nigeria, you know, can be used for epilepsy. And we have also developed an AI-assisted diagnostic kit.
Interesting.
And which you can use to determine certain parasites, particularly malaria parasites. That's the one we have already done. But you can also deploy it in other parasites. Now, how does it work? You just smear the blood, and then take the photograph, digital, and then you put it in the machine. The machine will be able to tell you whether there are parasites or not. In other words, somebody can be in one village and complain of being sick and that kind of a thing, and you just get the blood, smear it, take a digital camera, you can send it through WhatsApp, you know, and then we print it out, take it and check and see whether there are malaria parasites, you know. And this AI-assisted diagnostic machine, we took it to Kuwait early this year, February to be precise, and participated in Kuwait Science Club. You know, their science club is like, here we have science association and that kind of a thing, you know. And that particular project came second in the category of AI. You know, about 20-something people participated in that, and we were able to get you know, a silver.
Okay, I think I want us to show that.
Yeah.
What we're speaking about.
Yeah, this is the silver, you know, and that is from the AI, the diagnostic kit. That's the silver we won. And then from the herbal medicine for epilepsy, because it's produced in form of tea.
Okay.
You know, so from that one, we came third. You know, that's a bronze, and that's that. So these are things at least we have projected Nigeria.
Yeah. So we have silver and bronze all the way from Kuwait, from the Nigerian soil. I want us to also speak about protecting ideas. This is very brilliant. So I want to know Shed School work around copyright and patent.
That is one of the things, one area I first headline.
Okay.
And because we have been doing some of these things, and at times people will do it and people will just come and take the result and go. So what we have done is that for every work now we do, we have it patented. Like these two projects, they've been patented.
Okay.
And because that's one other thing, you know, in that Kuwait competition, one major thing is that that particular project must have been patented.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So, and so right now, since I came on board, I hope we have been able to patent almost about 7 things.
Okay. So that to also say that researchers who also come to Shared School get support from Shared School in securing, intellectual property rights.
Yeah, if the person is finding it difficult,
okay,
at least we have some contacts with, for you to for you to get 2, 3, 4 patents. That means you've mastered. Yeah. Because one of the problems that people encounter is how to enter the data, the information needed. Because if you don't feel it very well, they may reject it.
Okay.
So, but you need to be able to state the objective, the outcome, and everything, because you want to protect whatever you did not put down there. Yeah. It's not part of what is being protected.
True.
So you have to be able to know exactly what you want and what you have really done. Because some of the things, people may have been doing that. What makes yours different from others? Okay. That is the key thing.
Okay. So from the look of things, do you think that the Nigerian intellectual property framework encourages innovators?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but the major problem is that ignorance.
Oh, okay.
Many people, when they do certain things, they're excited. And before you know it, they give it out of excitement. But the moment you see such a thing, I was discussing with somebody from US, one of the people I mentored, he's now in US. They had the concept. They just started looking at the concept. They've not even done any real work. They've already patented it.
Ahead of time.
Yes. Because it's the idea that you are patenting, not actually the product.
The product is the idea.
And so I've never been thinking that way until when that guy was telling me that, this is the stage there. They've already patented the idea. They're now working whether the thing will work out or not. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean you don't service the patent, because the patent you need to service it.
True. I think really ignorance plays a big role, and see us thinking from the idea, get it patented. Do you think that there are hurdles that Nigerian innovators face?
Yeah, there are many hurdles. There are. One, there's no mentorship.
Okay, lack of mentorship.
Lack of mentorship is one major problem. And, again, people are not encouraged. Within Nigeria, if somebody will see you, let me use the word, fiddling with some wires and this, they will be laughing at you. What's this one wasting his time? He's not an engineer, he's not this, what's he doing? No. Some ideas may be flowing. And you may be able to connect those wires and something happens. My MSc supervisor once told me, now late Professor Kohan, he said, what is important in any research work is your ability to follow the protocol. That if you follow the protocol and every other person has been getting the color of what they produce is red, and you produce your own, you follow the same procedure, and instead of your own to be red, your own is yellow, that you should clap for yourself. You have discovered something. So long as you followed that thing, that you have discovered something. At least it is now known that not every of that reaction will be red. That you follow the reaction, the protocol, you can get blue. And if you get blue, you can now try to reason back to say what caused this thing to be blue instead of red. It may be that at the time you are doing it, you increase the temperature above what they used before. And that is what gave you that. And you now look at it, you don't discover that this blue may be more important than the red product. The blue is more important. And what did you do? Just simply, probably mistakenly change the temperature or intentionally change the temperature. Okay. You know? So, like when I was doing my PhD, and we did, most of the people that had been irradiating those plants, those spices, you know, each time their graph is inverse proportional, you know. So, but I got my own, is Avola, comes like this and goes up again. But when I now look at what others did, I discovered that most of them did not get up to more than 6 months. But my experiment was for 1 year. Okay. So I was taking samples. So after about 6 months, the thing started going up. And what is involved is that I was extracting some compounds, you know, with organic solvent, you know. With time, the quantity of that compound that I was extracting continued to reduce. But after about 6 months, the quantity of what I was extracting started increasing. You know, which I now looked at it that there was a reaction which led to the production of new organic compounds.
Very interesting.
So, and that is one of the things that, you know, up to tomorrow I see it and I beat my chest, because I now later discovered that is what we call copolymerization. Okay. You know, so, but that's all right.
Okay, very, very good. In the context of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how is Shed School playing a role in ensuring that Nigeria attains its national development goals?
Yeah, definitely. We are making efforts, particularly in agriculture. Okay. You know, trying to ensure that, for example, making planting materials available to farmers through what we call tissue culture. In other words, you just get a tissue, you just look for a plant, a particular plant of interest, germinate one or get the shoot, and then when you have that, you just get the meristem, and then in the test tube, you now grow the plant, and using some hormones, you can make the plant to multiply, so that from one shoot you may be getting, for example, for plantain, at times we get up to 60, 150, The same thing with pineapple and others. So with that, instead of somebody waiting for you plant, say, a plantain sucker, they won't produce another sucker until when they start bearing fruit. So at times they will just produce 2 suckers. So that is not enough. So with this, within some few months, you'll be able to have sucker to make up a plantation.
Okay, that's very interesting. But again, I'm curious. I know that scientific research, especially in places like this, requires a lot funding, stable funding, actually. So in all of those barriers, how is Short School, thriving through? Are there still challenges that are persistent?
Yeah, the challenges are there. That's the financial challenges.
Yeah,
is there, but even in the midst of that, we are still making progress.
Beautiful.
We also try to get funding from outside. We also collaborate with universities and other institutions to get some money. Like there's a project we are running with an institution outside Nigeria on this aflatoxin.
Okay.
It's one of the problems we have with all these grains.
Okay.
So, and it's funded. They bring the money, we do the work. So that's one of the things we are doing now. We also try as much as possible through carrying out analysis for institutions. We have been working with certain institutions, for security reasons. They bring their samples here, we analyze.
Okay.
They also send some other places. So they use that to authenticate the submission of some of these things. So these are some of the ways at times we generate some fund. But you see, the one major problem we have in Nigeria is that since we are not meant to generate funds, whatever fund that we generate is remitted 100% to the government.
Okay.
So if we generate any money, we remit it 100% to government.
Okay. Yeah. One thing that you said that sticks out here is collaboration. So Short School is very big on collaboration with other institutions, universities as well. Does it also include the private sector?
Yes.
Okay.
Some private individuals, they do come to us.
Okay.
And we engage them. For example, there are certain things we have, and instead of contracting it out, there are some people. Let me give you an example. There's a company that wanted us to use some of our facilities. They want us to fabricate some things for them, but the machines had 1 or 2 issues. We agree with them. They help us to repair the machines or pay for the repair of the machines, and we'll now work for them, and through that they offset the.
So it's a win-win.
Win-win solution. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. So finally, what would you consider is as Shed School's most significant achievement? What is that one thing that you'd say, Shed School, this is a milestone that we've achieved, especially under your leadership?
Yeah, under my leadership, I've shown you some of the laurels we won.
Yeah.
That's that. And then we are right now, I hope, at the very last stage of a biometric machine. At the very last, it has been done before. We looked at it and we are working on it. I hope in the next 1 month it will be out, and because we want to take it for this same and see what will happen, because this one for an institution, you can have it the way it is that you can, so long as you are within the compound, you can clock in. You are coming to work, we are going to use a particular zone, because we don't want you to clock in your house if you are living in the estate.
Okay.
So there is the zone. The moment you are within that zone, you can just your handset. You don't need to, and you're clocking.
Wow. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, and you're clocking. So that we have actually gone far with that. And then there's another project we just, there's one that we have, I hope what we have now is the 4th version. It started earlier in about 2016. That was before I became the DG. And that is the speed limiter, but we have been working on this, and we now have something better, smaller, more compact. And the good thing is that if somebody has that speed limiter in the vehicle, and there is an accident, you'll be able to know at what speed was that driver moving at the time the accident happened. It will give you a record. Though there are some new, that's one thing with innovation. Like I said before, if you don't register it before you know it, because I've seen some speed limiters now having those features we are drumming there. So but that will not make us downcast.
Okay.
So we are still continuing. And also we've been able to get a drug also for sickle cell management.
Okay.
And we are on the clinical trial now.
Okay.
Just like we are doing the clinical trial on this herbal tea. About 2 weeks ago, NAFDAC was here to do their own assessment, because we want to have them listed, all those drugs. Want them listed with NAFDAC. That's the thing. And then, like I said, we have about 7 patents now under me, in different areas, both in beneficiation of mineral resources and other areas. So, and the use of the production of talc, which is mainly used for pharmaceutical grade and other things. So some of these things are there. And then in facility, which, like I said, is one of the reasons this place was established, to have certain facilities that are not available in other universities. And that, since I came on board, we've been able to get a lot of facilities that are probably if you are visiting the labs, they will be able to show you some of these
yes, we would see that.
Facilities. You know, XRD, electron microscope, LCMS, GCMS, you know. So most of these equipments are there. The essence is to enable others from other places to come and make use of them. And about last week, the president of Nigerian Society of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology was here, and he was so surprised, you know, because Nigeria is hosting the Federation of African Biochemists and Molecular Biology Society, the African Association of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology.
Okay.
So in November, they will be hosting them here in Nigeria. So we are trying to make sure that it comes through, and the conference will take place here in Shesco. It will take place here in Shesco. Probably we'll invite you.
Yes, please. I was going to ask. We have to be invited. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the things, and then one of the other area that I'll try to focus on is also on the welfare of staff, because when the staff is not happy, when a staff is not happy, he cannot give his best. There's no way he can give his best. So you have to at least let them feel that they are working in a place and the place cares for them. And right now, you know, we fund them attend conferences. You know, if you're attending a conference, no matter your rank, you are entitled to air ticket if there is an airport in the place you are, so long as you not behave like Kwamwan. You know, so we send people, we approve, and your money is paid full, you know. And then when this issue of fuel subsidy was, came on board, you know, increase in transport fare and other things, we've been able to make available buses which convey them to and from work. You know, so that again has boosted the morale of the staff, and everybody is ready to work. So, and even the provision of job opportunities, because that's one of the things that the president promised, to create employment. You know, and at the time I came on board in 2019, the numerical strength of Shesco was just about 100 and something, about 170 something, and so many areas, you know, but, you know, through, you know, because before then, you know, there was almost like embargo on employment, but through this government, we've been able to employ about 150 or thereabout, so that the population, the nominal roll now is about 358. You know, so we have provided job for a lot of people, and one good thing is that majority of these people now are encouraged to go for their masters and PhD. You know,
I know I asked for one, but you see that the achievement and milestones are more than 5. They are very, very exciting. Well done, Prof. I've been speaking with Professor Paul Chidozie Onyenekwe, the Director General of Shed School, Shida Science and Technology Complex. And it's now time for us to call it a wrap. But there's something that I want to leave you with in the words of John C. Maxwell. A leader is a person who goes the way, who shows the way, and who leads the way. And it's very good to see that you're that example of leader.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you.
We hope when we reach out to you again that we'd like to have a session. You're obliged.
Yeah, I will do that. And like I said, I'm inviting you, though the official letter will come to the conference.
Thank you.
African Society of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. They're going to have a workshop here in November, and I hope I will extend the letter, not just to you, but to your executive director. We will do that.
Thank you so much. Very insightful session we've had on this edition of the African Innovation Landscape. There's so much more that we can do together as Nigerians, as researchers, as innovators, or just people like me who are curious, asking questions and knowing what we must do to ensure that the innovation landscape in Africa reaches the peak where we want it to be. Until we come your way next time, do well to stay tuned to our station. Do well to also follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea TV. I am Chinatsu Oji, signing out now.